welcome back to Hold the Phone YouTube. Here are our best bets for college football. Week number 8. We appreciate each and every single one of you joining back in to the #1 sports betting show here on YouTube. Luke, I don't know if you saw the news, if you saw the banners, the billboards around the country, 30,000 subscribers, beautiful, wonderful people on the other side of this screen who are continuing to like the video, continuing to ride along. Who has it better than us, Luke?
50,000, 100,000, a million. We need to get there brick by brick by brick.
50,000 is going to hit like crack.
I had one day in the office. I got COVID. Now I'm sick. I'm back on the IR. Only thing is going to make me feel better.
Bro's getting viruses that happened 5 years ago. It's unbelievable.
I can't believe it. I don't want to talk about it. All I want is some winners. Let's just get some winners.
Everyone accidents to COVID.
I'm sorry.
Next, it's going to be the swine flu, chicken pox. Who the hell knows? Neither here or there. We welcome back each of you to gather winners. Luke, once again, I feel like I say this every single week. The college football gods just continue to gift us. It's the gift that just keeps on giving. We have 6 marquee matchups where I feel like each week I say, I love this week. I love this slate. And yet it just keeps repeating itself and repeating itself and repeating itself. So, Luke, I think we're ready to dive in head first.
Yeah, as the great Yogi Berra once said, it's getting late early around here. We're already in week 8, you know? Things are starting to matter. Games are starting to be more intense. We're right in the thick of conference play. Now you're coughing.
It's like something's in the air now, too. Once the weather starts to get a little bit more, chilly, everyone's getting sick. So I think I might be sitting here with COVID, too.
We got to stop kissing. All right, let's get to the first game.
All right, LSU versus Vandy. Let's set the stage. We're down in the SEC, the place that not where we want to be, where we have to be. Our favorite place. It's the comfort of our own home. We have the LSU Tigers traveling up to Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt, obviously, we saw them 2 weeks ago get taken down by Alabama down there in Tuscaloosa. Then they head into the bye. And now, Luke, could you tell me the last time Vanderbilt was favorited in a ranked matchup? Top 25 matchup?
It's been 176 straight games.
Yeah, I was going to say 176 straight years. Vanderbilt being favored in a top 25 matchup. Vanderbilt in football, the football team in Nashville, Tennessee.
Wait, do you have these numbers? Because I actually got them for you.
No, I don't.
176 straight games. They've been an underdog versus a ranked opponent. They have not been favored against LSU since 1948.
I'm shocked that they've ever been favored against LSU. I'm shocked they had a goddamn football team in
1948 was a down year.
48. That was, I don't even know what was going on back then. Look, so we have Brian Kelly in a massive football game traveling to Vanderbilt. They're dogs. Obviously, the elephant in the room is the defensive side of the football is no joke. Probably top 3, top 2, maybe not 2 defenses in the country on the LSU side of the football. Vanderbilt, on the other hand, has been continuing to fight and claw, and basically it's Mr. Pavia, do or die. And now I'm looking at this matchup where on one side of the football, you have Brian Kelly in a big game on the road, which seems like a death trap. And then on the other side, you have Diego Pavia as a favorite, which also seems like a death trap. The saying that goes back as far as time, you fade him as a favorite, you tail him as a dog. Well, we saw in that Alabama game, the final score did not depict what took place on that field down there in Bryant-Denny Stadium. They were in that ball game. It was due to 2 turnovers in the red zone that ended up shooting them in the foot. Vanderbilt was in that game, and now here we are in a Vanderbilt favorited matchup. LSU has not showed us much, but neither has Vanderbilt. Luke, this is sketchy. This is an insane spread. It's scary, but I'm ready to close my eyes. I'm ready to close my eyes and let you take me there.
Look, if a team is favored against another team for the first time in 77 years, you just got to close your eyes and take them. It would be like we're in 2063 and the Browns are favored against the Chiefs. You know what I mean? Close your eyes. Lay the points with Vandy against LSU because it's going to be the only time in your lifetime you might get to do it.
Hey, opportunities like this don't come around often. Let's make history all together as a family. Give us Vanderbilt minus the 2.5.
Come on.
Vanderbilt to take down the LSU Tigers. Diego Pavia to tuck in Brian Kelly this Saturday. College football week number 8. And Loop, speaking of Diego Pavia, I have a nice little 2-leg prop parlay, calling this one the DoorDash Dash and Cash 2-legger of the week. You like that? A little dash and cash for the people over on the game day DoorDash? Diego Pavia to get frisky with his feet. Give me his over rushing. And what I'm going to tail it with, his dance partner just so happens to be in our final game, Mr. Jackson Arnold. 2 gentlemen back against the wall in a massive primetime showdown at home in the SEC. Going to have to get frisky with your feet. I love that little play, little DoorDash dash and cash with those 2 gentlemen.
I feel like you've been all over with the quarterback rushing props in college football. I love it. We got to ride the hot hand.
Death, taxes, and some college kids get frisky with their feet under center. And now for a quick second for our friends over at DoorDash. Nothing like a college football Saturday with DoorDash. It's convenient, fast, affordable, and you can order everything for a game in one place.
Yeah, you sit down on your couch, you get the DoorDash coming, it's fast, it's good, you're hanging out with the fellas, you're watching college ball, there's simply nothing better.
And you can save each week with daily deals this college football season on DoorDash. Find a seat on the couch. Nothing like a little college ball, a little DoorDash. Who has it better than us? All right, now we stay in the SEC loop. For our second game pick, we have Ole Miss taking a trip between the hedges to play a Georgia Bulldog team who is now 50-2 in their last 52 matchups at home there in Athens. We have an Ole Miss team traveling in the classic letdown spot, look-ahead spot last week. They only win that game against a very piss-poor Washington State team by 3 points. Now they're heading to Georgia. When you look at this matchup in the SEC, Loop, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Sleazy, sketchy, scary.
I couldn't agree more. What the fuck's this spread?
Don't know. I was shocked when I saw it.
I don't understand this spread. I guess Ole Miss, their win at home against LSU, Vegas isn't really giving a rat's about. And then at the same time, the entire country just saw Alabama march into Georgia and beat the Bulldogs. And now we're laying over a touchdown against Ole Miss and Lane Kiffin and the boys. Chambliss, who has had 4 starts this season and has gone for 12 touchdowns and protected the football with 1 interception. Good quarterback, good team, vibes are high, good coach, and we're looking at 7.5 points. Loop, how could that be? What could we possibly be missing here?
I will say, 4 starts for the Ole Miss quarterback. Every one of those so far has been at home. Now we got to go to Georgia. Things are going to be a little different than they are at the Grove.
We're not in Kansas anymore. Loop, all of a sudden it seems like after that Tennessee game where Georgia's defense kind of got a little bit of exposed, this defense we're starting to see turn up a little bit, to turn up the notches. In the second half of the Bama game, they shut them out. Last week, they dropped down to an early lead. They shut out Auburn in the second half. Those are 2 marquee, massive matchups, both at home and on the road, where we're now seeing this defense start to do something a little bit. Whereas on the other side of the football, Ole Miss gets their big win against LSU with an offensive side of the football that doesn't really have an identity right now with Gus Nesmeyer and Mr. Brian Kelly. So this is a whole new world, a whole new ball game. Again, I think the title of this show, I think this show, the header above us should say, close your eyes and grab your sack, because we are completely trusting in Vegas once again for game pick number 2. It looks like a rat. It smells like a rat. It might be a rat. We have to take Georgia minus 7.5.
Yeah, I mean, how easy is it to see 6-0, number 5 team in the nation, getting 7.5 points? How could they lose by more than a touchdown?
Because I'm also afraid of the double penetration here. I'm afraid of the double penetration in both game pick number 1 and game pick number 2. We rolled with Vandy in Bama, and they screw us in Bama back doors. So now I don't want to roll with LSU and then be fading Vandy and watch them dance on my grave. Then once again with Georgia, we rocked and rolled, rolling with Georgia against Alabama at home in Athens, and now we can't be on the other side of the football rolling with Ole Miss and then Georgia just sneak away in that second half. A lot of football in this game. Our hands are tied. We're gonna have to ride with these teams. No double penetration this Saturday. Give us the Georgia Bulldogs minus a touchdown and a half, and we'll continue on down the line to big noon kickoff. The Huskies taking a trip to the Big House to play the Michigan Wolverines. 5.5 point spread, Loop. This kid on Washington who stepped under center last week, DeMond Williams Jr., we've been talking about him all season, had the best statistical game since Lamar Jackson and Louisville when he had that famous hurdle, step back, highlight tape in Syracuse. This kid went for 402, 2 touchdowns in the air, 136, 2 touchdowns on the ground. And now he's taking a trip to the Big House. What's the worst that could happen?
I will say when Lamar Jackson won the Heisman, I had 100-1 Lamar Jackson Heisman ticket. It was probably the greatest day of my life when that Heisman got announced.
It's still on your fridge.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's never gonna leave. Look, last week we loved USC against Michigan, and there was never a doubt. And for all the reasons I told you this morning that I liked USC last week, I like Michigan this week. This is a time zone travel play.
Get the map out.
We're looking at the globe. We're looking at the globe. Washington has to go to Maryland. Then they come back home to play Rutgers. Then they have to go at Michigan. This isn't your father's Big Ten anymore. They're traveling all around the world. And 9 a.m. Pacific time. 9 a.m. where the Huskies are from.
Disgusting. Gross. That should be illegal. It's dangerous to play football that early.
They lost every Big Ten game on the road last year. They beat Maryland this year on the road. Little different of an environment, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Loop, I feel like we've cashed 3 weeks in a row based off this time zone bullshit. When USC and Lincoln Riley left the state of California to go to Illinois, under USC and Lincoln Riley, they were 1-10 against the spread going into Illinois as 6.5 point favorites. They lose that game outright. We roll with the Fighting Illini. Then we get the message last week that when Michigan has traveled since 2015 or 2000, something like that, they were 0-10 straight up in Mountain West and Pacific time zones.
Yep.
And now here we are. Washington is now traveling to the Big House after being home last week. Michigan's traveling back from USC. We got to roll with the home team here in a nice little bounce back spot. We're bouncing back and forth with these Big Ten teams like it's a seesaw. With that being said, give us Michigan minus 5.5. Not our favorite play.
I like it.
I know you like it. I think people are riding high off of this Washington team right now, especially after last week. And now
another reason to get off the train.
Yeah, I mean, the quarterback just had the best game of college football in a very long time, and now they're going into Michigan. This game has massive implication in the college football playoff, in the Big Ten standings. Michigan at home, it feels like a good get-right spot, good bounce-back spot. They need to be able to run the football, and I think against a Washington team, that's a good team to do it. The other game that we talked about, possibly it was either this game in Michigan or the other game down in Duke with Georgia Tech and Mr. King going down and playing the Duke Blue Devils. And I'll just tell you right now, we like Duke in that game. So
yeah, we do.
No play left behind. Let's continue on down the line, back to the cozy SEC. Everyone get warm. Get warm. We're going back to the SEC. Luke,
Scared.
Tennessee and Joey Aguilar hitting the road, going going down to Tuscaloosa to play Alabama and Ty Simpson. Mr. Alabama and the Crimson Tide and Kellen DeBoer, now 4th straight game going against a top 20 opponent. I mean, this is no sunshine and rainbows. They have weathered the storm like none other. Alabama now laying 8.5 at home. Tennessee has the worst passing defense in the SEC going against Ty Simpson, who seems to be on top of the world right now. But then on the other side, Tennessee's offense has also seemed pretty legit with Mr. Aguilar. Loop, when you look at these two teams, what do you think?
It's going to be Alabama's passing game against the Tennessee rush game. Like, Tennessee's been running the ball for over 200 yards a game. In order for them to cover the spread, they're going to need to keep the ball out of Alabama's hands, run, ground and pound. Alabama hasn't gotten the run game going. I don't know. You like this game more than I do. This one scares me.
I like it. Tennessee, let me tell you, Luke, is the number 1 scoring offense in the SEC as we stand here today. Tennessee has lost 10 straight games in Tuscaloosa. Tennessee is now having an opportunity where it is now or never against Alabama. You get this team on game number 4 of a top 20 matchup, top 20 opponent. And at this point of the season, we rolled with Missouri last week with Alabama on the road. Missouri was able to cover that by the hook. But then the week before, they were with Vandy. The week before, it was against Georgia. We have found ourselves in the train of going against this Bama team. And at this point, it's a feet don't fail me now. We can't now get in bed on the other side. We've gone too far. The only way out is through. Give us Tennessee plus the 8.5. But for reasons that we already talked about, Ty Simpson being able to sit back in the pocket and be comfy against that Tennessee secondary, and then on the other side of the football, getting to play a very battered up, beaten up defensive side of the football against Bama with the number 1 scoring offense in the Tennessee. Also love over 58.5 for the game. So yeah. We have the Tennessee logo for plus 8.5. We also like the over at 58.5. That's going to be a very popular play with the over. But Loop, who I feel like not that many people are jumping into bed with Tennessee in this game. Everyone just saw them. Everyone just saw Alabama on a national stage week in and week out. Take down Missouri. Take down Vanderbilt, take down Georgia. And now this line has to be inflated based off of the recency things that we've seen from Kellen DeBoer and the boys. Yeah,
and look, DeBoer's a big favorite too. If you want to bet Tennessee, you feel good. It's been a risky proposition so far at Alabama. And you don't want to watch this game and root for the defenses. Take the over, 30-30, get you home. I think both teams combined this year 9-3 on overs, so it's been working.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic to hear. I feel pretty confident about these first 4 game picks thus far. Vanderbilt minus the 2.5. Georgia, belt the ass. Michigan, time zone, get the map out, minus 5.5 in the big house. And now we're rolling with a dog. Hopefully he can bark down in Tuscaloosa. I mean, if Bama slaps Tennessee by double digits, you might as well just give him the fucking national championship in Ty Simpson, man, and give him the Heisman. Just give him all the hardware. I mean, you go through this gauntlet with a couple of 20-year-olds and you're getting the job done left, right, and center, and you're covering by double digits each game. It's very impressive. So
plus you take Tennessee and you take the over. You just hope they score enough. Even if Alabama blows us out, you're going to hit your over either way.
Yeah, we either go 2-0 here or we split. All right, let's get to game pick number 5, Luke. Kind of talking a little bit of maps here, a little bit of a tendency. USC, who is just prime time, taking down Michigan, Lincoln Riley's best team in a long time that he's coached. USC, all around one of the most well-rounded, best college football teams in the country. Offensively, top in passing. Offensively, top in rushing. Loop, they are the number 1 team in the country at yards per play. This is a USC team, really solid O-line, been very good on both sides of the football. Line of scrimmage on both sides of the football, been very solid. USC, Trojans. We have a top 25 matchup. And Loop, what does that spread say?
Got to be a typo, right?
9.5. 9.5 point spread.
Speaking of rats.
Dude, how is it that Jimmy, Johnny, Joey, Billy, Danny are all just going to the counter and taking USC plus 9.5? You're getting 9.5. A Notre Dame team who has done nothing but disappoint on a primetime stage this year. Miami, they lose that game. Texas A&M at home, they lose that game. Notre Dame has done nothing, has shown us nothing. And now we have a big, bad USC team coming to South Bend, and they're getting 9.5. As of right now, USC is the better football team, and it's 9.5 points. Luke, if I close my eyes right now and you were to ask me what this spread is without looking at a goddamn thing, I would say 3.5. Yeah. And we're putting an extra touchdown, sprinkling it on top like it's fucking a birthday cake. What are your thoughts here?
How easy is it Saturday to just sit down? You get USC, you're getting 9.5. You take Washington, you're getting 5.5. You take Ole Miss, you're getting 7.5. Not us.
It's not us. Not us. Remember, the title of this episode, close your eyes, grab your sack. Look, Notre Dame has won 6 straight at home versus USC. This is somewhat of a rivalry that goes back for a very long time. USC, whenever they leave the state of California, is a sketchy partner to get in bed with, let me tell you. This line does not make sense. We've said it before. We will once again say it again. Looks like a rat, smells like a rat. It might be a rat. Everyone just watched USC just completely blow the doors off and dominate 4 quarters of football against Michigan. 9.5 points. CJ Carr is going to have to do something here. You're going to have to be able to, everyone's also saying, well, Michigan wasn't able to run the football against this USC team. The strong suit of Notre Dame is running the football with Mr. Jeremiah Love and the other kid who's also just unbelievable. I cannot believe I'm blanking on his name right now, but their second back. Michigan was never in the spot or the opportunity dropping down so early to kind of be able to run the football, Yep. That's just not how the game script, the game narrative was able to lay out for them to be able to maintain and ground and pound against this USC team. Loop, it is going.
Darian Price, is that the name you're looking for?
Price. Yep, Price, absolute dog. I sometimes think he's just as good, if not better than Love. Let me tell you, Loop, it is going to be 50 degrees. It is going to be raining. It is going to be in South Bend. This is going to be nothing like USC has seen. This is just laying it up for us. Good old-fashioned Irish, back on track. This is the game. These are the spots I feel like thus far I am okay with being in bed with. And if we are proven otherwise, we are getting in bed with Vegas here. If we're proven otherwise, so be it. We'll tip our cap. Give us Notre Dame minus 9.5, because why the hell would you take Notre Dame minus 9.5?
I love it. Notre Dame money line, Michigan money line, Georgia money line parlay. Gets you about plus 150 at BetMGM.
And that's kind of the beauty of college football. We look at these college games way differently than we look at these NFL games. Like the way we view college football and the way we view NFL is almost night and day. Because at the end of the day, college football is whoever gets up, whoever shows out. You never know which team, it's literally the unknown. College football is nothing but the unknown. And so that's why we stare down the barrel. This is like if, I don't know, the Bills were playing the Eagles and for some reason the Bills are minus 9.5. And we're wondering to ourselves, why the fuck is this line 9.5? Well, someone knows something. Maybe we're wrong. But I think we might just be right. Because also, a lot of the public is diving in on the Trojans. So
Matt means a lot more in college football, too. It's like going from USC to Notre Dame, playing early in the day. These kids are 18, 19, home field advantage. These stadiums are wild. It'd be like USC to Notre Dame is like the Bills going to Tokyo to play the Chiefs.
Yeah. Give us Notre Dame minus 9.5, and hopefully it is belt to ass. And for our sixth and final game pick, we once again get cozy, get warm. We travel down to the SEC for another unbelievable matchup between Missouri and Auburn. And I'm starting to feel for Hugh Freeze and the boys, because this Auburn team is better than what their record depicts at 3-3. And Luke, Missouri has played 6 football games this season.
Yeah.
Could you tell me how many of them have been on the road?
1, 0? Wow, this is late in the season for your first home game. October 18th.
Missouri has not traveled on the road after 6 weeks of college football. Now
I like that.
Now they're going to the Plains, and you want to talk about a segue, talking about how stadium pulse on high. Well, their backs against the wall all of a sudden. They lose last week against Alabama. I tuned into that game wire to wire. I was expecting a little bit more out of the transfer from Penn State under center, who's now with Missouri. It wasn't great. I mean, that was the game to get up and to beat Alabama. Alabama's on the road after playing Vandy and Georgia, and they blow that game. And so many wasted opportunities, so many wasted possessions from this Missouri team. And now you lose to Bama after being 5-0, and now you travel to the hungriest team in the SEC. Auburn has lost 3 straight, and they've battled Oklahoma. They battled Texas A&M. They battled Georgia. And this is back-to-back home games now for Auburn and Jackson Arnold. This has to come home. This has to be Auburn money line. This might be my favorite play of the week. If it's not over yet for Auburn, it's over after this game if they don't win. I know they're 3-3, and you can basically say, the season's already dead. But this team has fought so hard in those 3 games against Oklahoma, A&M, both of those on the road, and then last week against Georgia. They go up 10-0 against Georgia. They get that touchdown, which was a touchdown called back. He literally crossed the plane. Brutal. And then they don't end up covering the 3.5 because they lose by 10 because they call back that touchdown. It has been really tough. The ball just rolling the other way for this Auburn Tigers team. And now you get to pull out another Tigers team out of their den where they've been the last 6 weeks. And now they just lost their first game of the year. Demoralizing loss. They end that game on an interception where they're trying to force it to overtime. All you got to do is get in the field goal range for Missouri last week. And now when you're 5-0 and then you take that first hit, you take that first blow, and now you got to go on the road, I feel like this is a detrimental spot for Missouri, and this might be my favorite play of college football week number 8, Auburn on the money line. I think it's my favorite play of the week.
It's insane that Missouri is ranked, 15, 16. They have 1 loss only to Alabama, and it might be the worst team Auburn has played in a month. Yeah.
And when I look at Missouri's schedule, there are 5 home games. Central Arkansas, Kansas, where they skinnied out of that one and backdoored covered. They win by 11. Louisiana, South Carolina against an injured, that was the week before Sellers got concussed, and UMass.
Yeah.
So those were their fucking 5 home games.
Yeah.
And then they played Bama last week where they have a fucking silver platter opportunity playing a team after they just, like I said, played Georgia and Vandy, and they don't get the job done. I think that's my favorite play out of all 6. I really do like Notre Dame maybe putting belt to ass, though. We got to continue with the tide,
like
the
this
tide
slate.
of fading the tide. We have to continue the tide of fading the tide with taking Tennessee plus the points. Michigan feels a little squarish, but it should be belt to ass. Georgia, again, we're closing our eyes, grabbing our sacks. Vandy, we're closing our eyes, grabbing our sacks. That's 6 game picks. We appreciate each and every single one of you on the other side of this screen continuing to tune in. Tomorrow is our best bets for NFL week number 7. NFL week number 7, our best bets. Cannot wait. We love the slate. We love so many picks. We love the parlay. We love the player props. We love the anytime touchdown scores leading into NFL week number 7. Loop, any final thoughts? I have one final thought before we wrap.
Sounds like you go first. What do you got?
This 3-leg parlay, I already told you that, we like Tennessee with the points, but hypothetically, Loop, if I were to put Georgia at home, Alabama at home, Notre Dame at home on the money line, 3 legs plus 127. Hypothetically, who sells that?
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot.
Already lost 1 home game this year. They're 50-2 in their last 52 home games. Alabama hasn't lost at home against Tennessee in 10 years. And Ty Simpson now gets to go against the worst secondary in the SEC, that being Tennessee. And then the 3rd leg, Notre Dame, who has had nothing but heartbreak and disaster this year on the big stage, now gets to welcome in USC. This feels like it's on a silver platter, Loop. Maybe I'm out of my mind. Maybe I need to go outside and get a breath of fresh air. But Georgia, Bama, and Notre Dame on the money line at plus money. Kids don't try this at home. Feels like a pretty good 3-legger to get the weekend started.
I don't love taking Tennessee with the points and then needing Alabama to win. Gets a little messy, but 8.5 points might be enough to thread that needle.
Yeah, I think it's a single-digit game.
Yep.
Fellas, we appreciate you, and as always, we'll see you on the other side.